Well, there's your problem right there, Jimmy. What's cracking, y'all? It's Kurt the Car Guy coming back at you again. And today, kind of a word of caution to all y'all in the market out there for a used car. So this actually isn't my vehicle. This is my mother-in-law's 2006 Pontiac Montana SV6. So she bought this van about 3 or 4 years ago, I believe. She only paid $600 for it, so it wasn't no gem by any means. But she bought it with about 200,000 miles on it, and like I said, she only paid about $600 for it. So not too bad of a deal. But the people that sold it to her, they lied about all kinds of stuff they had supposedly done to the van, and they didn't do like any of the things they said they did. So take that with a grain of salt as you will, but just know that avoid sore dick deals like this. But anyways, so getting back to what you saw at the intro there, she let somebody else drive the van the other day, and they ended up hitting a curb and damaged the bead of the rim, and also put a big gash in the sidewall that I was showing you there. So let me just turn the camera around here, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see what I'm talking about by what you see on the surface is maybe a lot deeper than what you realize. So that rim and tire is pretty much pointing straight ahead, and yes, it's got a little low right down there, but we can throw some more canned wind in it and it'll be good. But now let me show you the other side. That don't look right, bud. And so if I show you down here, I'm not sure how well you're gonna be able to see it, but this tire over here, oh, that one right there, is kicked out and it's leaning in on the top. And so anyways, and by the way, if you're trying to find a rim for one of these vans, if it's the 6-lug one, good luck. I called every junkyard within 100 miles and I was only able to locate one because the auto salvage yard that I called, they had it coming in on a van that was literally coming into the yard that day. So I ended up getting the rim off of an 06 Pontiac Uplander and put it on the van, and then, tried it out, and something didn't feel quite right. So I called my mother-in-law, let her know, and things like that, and kept her informed, of course. And yeah, let's just say there was more damage to this thing than the rim and tire. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that in there, but the tire is actually hitting the bottom of the strut down there, and I got myself dirty. But anyways, so let her know, hey, got the tire on the van, and you got some bigger issues here. So did a little bit more poking around and found out that not only is the strut bent, but also the lower ball joint took a pretty good whack when whoever hit the curb. So I guess the lesson of the day is, with collision damage, it can be a slippery slope and it can go bad real quick. Didn't find any damage to the strut tower itself, but yeah, it's a slippery slope. And like, to give you, going back to, be cautious when you buy a used car. The people that she bought this car from, she wasn't my mother-in-law when she bought this car, otherwise I would have never let her buy this car, honestly. But the people told me she told me that the people she bought it from had put 4 brand new tires on this van. Now that date code down there on the tire says 07 13. So if anybody knows out there besides me how to read date codes on tires, the first 2 digits are going to be the week that the tire was made. The last 2 digits are going to be the year that it was made. So those tires in the back are from 2013. They've been on this van for over 10 years already at this point, most likely. But yeah, so straight up lie there. They said they had done a bunch of stuff to the engine, the transmission. She ended up putting an alternator, a battery, a couple other little odds and ends in the engine compartment. And by the way, this is the 3.5 liter engine, V6 of course. And yeah, they didn't do half the stuff that they said they had done to this engine. I also suspect this engine might have a blown head gasket because it does go through coolant pretty good. And I'm not seeing any white smoke out the exhaust and no leaks on the ground around the van. So I know these V6 GM engines of this vintage, you overheat them, you know, even a little bit, and they love to blow head gaskets. So yeah. Yeesh. But anyways, so long story short, used cars and suspension damage, definitely take them with a grain of salt, people, because you don't want to get a sore dick deal like this thing is. So just a little word of the wise out there to all y'all who might be a little less educated in the car field than I am. Hope this video might help some of you out, especially identifying collision damage. I mean, with the rim and tire back there, it was pretty obvious, you know, that was one of the issues. But basically, a word of the wise here, people: use logic and use your noodle when you're looking at a used car, especially with the market the way it is right now. People are trying to unload everything they got sitting in their backyard because used car prices are at an all-time high. I mean, cars that were going for, you know, $1,500 are now going for $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 even, depending on who you talk to. And yeah, just because it's cheap doesn't necessarily mean it's a good deal. You got to know what you're buying, people. So be a little cautious, if anything. You'd rather walk away from a deal than get stuck with a deal like that one. Trust me. Because it'll nickel and dime you, nickel and dime you, nickel and dime you, and before you know it, the money that you spent, you could have spent on something much better. So, and I am biased towards Hondas, of course. I mean, but that's only because I grew up in a Honda and I drive one every day, so yes, I'm a little biased when it comes to Hondas. But like I said, word of the wise to y'all out there: look out for sore dick deals because they are everywhere, especially in the car market today. So beware, people, but exercise caution. If you see a good deal, 9 times out of 10, it's too good to be true. So just a little word of the wise out there too. Hope y'all are staying healthy out there, and for God's sakes, especially with this heat wave going on, stay cool out there, okay? But anyways, this is Kurt the Car Guy signing off. Hope y'all stay healthy.